Hello, this is Pavel from DevOps Codes Academy. Today we're gonna learn about S3, simple storage service in AWS. We're gonna learn how to upload some objects and we see how to configure your static websites. Let's jump into the console. All right, so let's quickly take a look. What is Amazon S3? It's a simple storage service which allows us to store objects. We are uploading files, but from S3 perspective, they are objects, not files exactly. And probably within the time, you will get a little bit more understanding of that. But for us, at this point, is important to understand that we can upload files from our computer and we can either keep them privately in AWS, or we can make them public, or we can share with another AWS accounts. So they will be, let's say, not totally private and not totally public. AWS offers us storage classes. There are a few different classes, and of course, there's different pricing for that. We can also have some management on our objects, like life cycles, object logs. We can protect the files from deleting. We can have multiple versions of our files. We can also manage access that I already told you, and there are multiple ways to do that. And of course, we can also rely in some automation and rely on S3 events to automate it. So just to give you a simple example, let's say we upload a file to the S3 and then we can write some function which will be notified via the event of uploading the file. And thanks to this, we can do something with this file, modify it on fly and send it somewhere else. So there's of course a lot of possibilities. And of course, for S3, we have logging and monitoring. This is from government's perspective. I really encourage you to go and take a look into this website. You can find it in AWS documentations. There's a lot of that, so it's not easy to go through it within a couple of minutes or a couple of hours. But of course, within the time and experience that you will be working, you will understand more and more and more. What we want to check today is hosting a static website. So we will upload the index HTML file from the computer to Amazon S3, and we will see how we can access that website. So I have prepared a simple file, index HTML, and I will show you how to write it. But let's go to the S3 first. So we can go to the buckets. So we can have multiple buckets and each of them will be an isolated bucket. What is important that S3, it's a global service. But when we create a bucket, we will create it inside one of the regions. So the data will be stored in the region, but we can access it from our AWS account. The service itself, it's global. What is important here that bucket name must be unique and must not contain spaces or uppercase letters. So we can try to create DevOps Codes Academy bucket. Remember, for you, please choose your unique name here. I will choose the region Singapore because now I'm in Asia. We will skip copying settings from existing bucket. We can use the default as well here. And AWS, by default, will always try to help us with protection from any data leaking. So it will be checked here to block all public access. But in our case, as we want to have it publicly, we can disable that option, and you will see that turning off block all public access might result in this bucket of objects within becoming public. So of course we are aware of that. We can leave it bucket versioning for this time disabled. Disable the encryption as well. Just let's create the bucket. So the data will be created in AWS region and it will be automatically replicated to all of the availability zones in different data centers. So that's very important that our data is secure. In case of one data center is down, let's say the availability zone, we still have access to our files. So when we go to the bucket, you see that it's empty, and now we will upload a file. And let's take a look here. So this index HTML is very simple. You can pause the video now and just create it somewhere on your computer. Just a simple one. You can change across the title and any of this text here. All right. So I will upload that file right now. So we can add a file. Permissions. Everything is okay here. The storage class is standard. No encryption, nothing. Just let's upload it. And for now, we will go to the properties of the bucket. We see the file is here. And if we scroll down, you will see that static website hosting is disabled. So let's enable this option. We want to host, and we have to specify the name of our file that we uploaded. For now, we don't have any error file, but let's keep it also index.html. Let's save it. And then when we go back down, you will see that URL appeared here. So let's try to open. And as you can see, the access is still denied. So it's not all done by disabling this block, all public access, and enabling websites, static website hosting. What we have to do more is to set up a proper bucket policy. So if you're curious from where to take all of this information, when you go back to AWS documentation, you can find here hosting a static website. So it will be step by step. And now we have to set up the permissions. So we already disabled all blocks. Now we have to add the bucket policy. The policy is here, so we can just copy it from here as a JSON. Let's go to permissions. Let's go to the bucket policy, edit it. All right. Let's save these changes, and we have some error. Policy has invalid resource because we have to specify the name of our bucket. All right. So you see, they are preventing us from many errors. That's very good. And we see DevOps codes -academy-bucket. Let's save it right now. And we see that access is public. Let's try to refresh, and you can see that, hello, this is my AWS S3 website. So if we want to upload a new version, you can make a new paragraph here. And let's say this is new version. Save it. Let's go to our bucket. Let's upload the file once again. Upload succeeded. And let's try to update. And you see that it's already here. The new version is here. So what else we can do here is, because if we remove that file, we will not have access to it anymore. It will be gone from the bucket. You can see There's nothing here that we can take a look. So to prevent from that, we can enable one more thing. We can enable bucket versioning, which will help us to keep the versions of our files. When we upload here, you will see that it's 404, not found. So let's upload the file once again. All right, succeeded. Now it's working again. And you can see that here now it can show us versions. So we can take a look. And now we have only one version. So if you enable this versioning, anything which was deleted before, it will not be recovered. Yes, it will work only from now and in future. So if we upload a new version, this is a new version, number 3, let's say, and we will upload the file once again. Okay, it should be here. This is new version number 3. It's working very well. And if we show versions, you can see that we have one version that was uploaded initially, and this is the second version. So what will happen now if we don't have a versions here, and we will delete it? So it will delete, and let's see what we have it on the page. Now it's 404 because it doesn't see the file itself. But when we show versions, we will see that there's a delete marker on the latest version, and we still have 2 versions of our file. So let's see if we can restore it from here. Probably not. But if we delete both of them, the delete marker and the version, let's see if we can get our previous index.html. So you see the file is here. Before, when there was a delete marker, the file was gone. And if we refresh, this is the version without the number 3. So thanks to the bucket versioning, we are able to restore our previous files. Okay, this is what I wanted to show you today about S3 bucket, about enabling website hosts, and also about enabling versioning. So what we can do right now, instead of deleting everything manually, we have an option to click here and just empty the bucket, because we cannot delete the bucket when it's not empty. Let's try to do that. And you can see this bucket is not empty. This is very important to remember before deleting any buckets. So we can empty it here. And of course, there's the information that everything will be deleted. Let's empty this one. And now we can delete the bucket. And to delete the bucket, we have to put the name of the bucket. So if you delete the bucket and you want to recreate it very quickly, you can recreate it in the same region. But if you would like to now create a bucket with the same name in a different region, it might take some time to get this name available for the usage. We can try to do this and create a bucket, and we will get an error. Yeah, because there's some still operations in AWS backend going against this bucket. That's why we will not be able to create it. But I guess if we try to create it in the same region, we should be able to get it. This is also one of important things to remember about deleting and recreating buckets with the same names, because the name has to be unique. And as I told you before, it's created in the region in multiple data centers. So it might take a little bit of time to release the name of the bucket if you want to reuse it in different account or different region. All right, that's all. Thank you. That was Paweł from DevOps Codes Academy. Don't forget to subscribe and leave comments. Also like the video. See you in the next lesson.